On this episode of the Fearfic Podcast, we talk theories about Five Nights at Freddy's lost media, debate the origins of the lost creepypasta, I Killed a Camerahead, and DP starts a search for a film about a boxer and a cheerleader's romance and drama.
Welcome to the Fear Fiction Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-horde Dead Palette, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
I need to find a lost film, so I'm just going to put out some feelers here. I'm going to describe the lost film, and if anyone can find it, please link it in the comments, DM this information to me, because I really want to find this film. And I know that a lot of people are getting into like the whole lost media thing and being detectives. So if you have any information or any more details, it would be beneficial to let me know this stuff.
All right, we'll do it.
It's kind of like a drama thing. It's about a woman who is a boxer. She's in like college, and she's a boxer. She trains, and her partner, she has like a girlfriend who's in the closet, and she's a cheerleader. And this cheerleader is just like, you know, getting into a fight with her because she told her cheerleading partners were saying homophobic things, and she was like, actually, I'm gay and this is my partner. And the one who's a boxer, she was in the closet, didn't want her family to know. She's worried that it might affect her scholarship, that her parents like might withdraw her funding or whatever. And so they just kind of get into a fight with it. This whole conflict goes on for like 3 minutes, and then like the rest of the hour is lesbian sex.
Oh, Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look into that. I'm glad that you found that for me. I'm gonna see if that's the same thing.
It has a famous line in it where the boxer says, "I hope you're ready for my magnolia. It's made of pure steel." You know,
It's got this famous line where the boxer says, "What are we, some kind of suicide squad?"
What are we, some kind of steel magnolias?
What are we, some sort of cheerleading boxers?
Yeah. So the first thought that comes to mind is
Black Swan.
Black Swan. What the fuck? Yeah, is it Black Swan, DP?
No.
There's no cheerleaders in that movie.
Oh.
Just swans.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
The boxer is black though, and the cheerleader is white.
Was it like a porno version of a movie? Like, was it like $1 Million Booby or something?
I should also mention the boxer was the top. I'm
But that's
fairly
obvious.
certain that's obvious, but like I'm just saying.
All right, so it's not $1 Million Booby.
It's not $1 Million Booby.
Abysmii say $1 Million Booby. We have to all say
$1 Million Ubi.
no.
$1 Million. Well, there were some things going on with some fingers.
Oh, I see. Is it called The Boxer, but the is like in parentheses, like box,
Abysmii, do you follow this joke?
I don't.
My God, you've never heard box as a term for a vagina?
I have, but I thought you were referencing the Simon and Garfunkel song.
Why would I? No one has ever referenced the Simon and Garfunkel song. What the fuck? No one has referenced any Simon and Garfunkel song ever.
No one has ever referenced "Hello, Darkness, My Old Friend."
I've never heard of that. What is that?
Hello, darkness, my old friend, imprisoning me, all that I see. Absolute friendship.
So where did you see this movie?
I saw it on
Nick at Night.
It was Nick
After
the Cosby Show.
After the sun goes down, Nickelodeon gets a little risky.
That's a response to Adult Swim.
Dick.
Nickelodeon.
It could be Boxer with 3 X's.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what's coming after us is a bunch of porno.
Oh no! Oh god!
Little girls,
Donald, look away.
little girls are gonna develop a lesbian lifestyle.
Rudy, no! Don't go through that door! Oh no! That's... Uh-oh. Don't sit on the couch. No! If you can hear me, they're not really offering you a job. Rudy, no.
On a serious note, I like this. So like this was a thing that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And like, I actually like the story in this because like the story was really compelling and fun. Yeah. And so I was just like, I want to find this and like show it to friends and stuff. I cannot find it now. It's like lost to the ether, and I'm just like, wow, that like actually had really good acting, like for what it was.
Did you see this on YouTube?
I did not see this on YouTube, but the site definitely had tube in it somewhere.
So you said that you saw this on a site with tube in the name. Now there was a big brouhaha where they removed a lot of porn from various sites. Was this like caught in that wave or what?
It was probably before that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I googled lesbian boxer movie and I don't see it, so that's about the extent of what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is lost media.
Boxing champion. There's a lot of lesbian boxing movies. Boxing champion Michelle Aboro, she's Abori, grew up in South London, where life for a girl was never easy, let alone for a mixed-race lesbian girl. Thanks to her tenacious spirit and an uncanny talent for combat sports, she put her difficult past behind her and managed to sign it. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of work put into these write-ups. It's not just like, fighty girl fucks.
Oh,
it's not like
Bring It On.
Oh!
Yeah, exactly.
Bring It On 3. We don't give a shit anymore.
You know what? With all like the fucking Just Dance or what's that fucking singing movie?
Glee.
Pitch Perfect. Look, give me a fucking Bring It On 3. I'll watch that. Fuck it.
All right. Well,
Bring It On 3. Bring on the lesbian.
Right? Exactly.
Bring It On 3, and it is a vagina.
I'm serious. Please tell me if you find this film. I want to find the people involved and pay them money because it was an enjoyable story.
All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. A young black woman drops out of college against her father's wishes to pursue a career as a professional boxer. Does that sound?
No, she did not want to lose her scholarship by being outed as a lesbian.
Let's see. A black boxer doesn't want to lose their scholarship, and wait, no, this is 2 dudes. Never mind. You're not into that.
Well,
delete.
Let's not.
Gone forever.
Let's not pitch that movie away. Maybe the story was good and acting was good in that one too.
I don't remember what it was now. I cleared my history.
Thank God you're using NordVPN, today's sponsor of the Fear Fiction.
I tell you what, this movie that I was
and I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you this. This movie that I was looking at, Honeybee, it does look like the type of movie you were talking about, just from the stills.
Honeybee? Oh my God, I'm gonna look. Honeybee.
It looks like that brand of movie. Like if you look at the cover, she's sweet as honey, but stings like a bee is the tagline. What the fuck?
Oh boy.
Oh no, I found the movie you're talking about. Are we ready to do the episode for?
Oh, we're doing an episode?
Yeah, we're doing an episode of the Fearfic Podcast. Oh. I found some cool stuff. This is from the Lost Media Wiki, and it's about a partially found creepypasta. I thought it would be fun to read about this. It's not exactly a creepypasta, but it is a thing that we can read relating to that world.
Partially found? Fuck.
How do you partially find something?
It's a lost episode of... it's a lost creepypasta.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. So let's do this. Maybe we can contribute to the search or something, or we'll figure out how it's partially lost by reading this, I guess.
Okay, DP, can I critique your cold open really quickly?
Yes.
Getting us to Google lesbian boxers, not a great idea for keeping our attention on the podcast.
Yeah.
Did you find
and
anything good?
image search, and I have checked out of the podcast. Anyway.
Also, just in general, just DM me pictures of lesbian boxers.
Yeah. Not the dog.
No.
Not boxers, like the animal.
Do not send me dogs of any gender.
DOAs? No, wait, DOGs? Wait, DAGs. Okay, I got it. I'm tired. Fuck it.
Oh, man.
DOAGs. Dogs of any gender.
We're going to read about Cameraheads.
Fuck.
Which is a partially found creepypasta 2009. Cameraheads, otherwise referred to as Cameraheads, the Cameraheads, I killed a Camerahead, etc., is an early creepypasta first posted on the paranormal boards of 4chan on Saturday, August 8th, 2009, having previously been claimed to have been made in 2008.
You missed one of the alternate titles. Bring It On 3, Cameraheads.
The Cameraheads returned, honeybee.
No. Oh, God. Oh, fuck.
Initial post, X. What's a Camerahead? I was walking home through a nearby gully and came... Listen, I was walking home...
I was just strolling through a gully. God, sorry.
I was just strolling. I was just rowing my boat through the gully and came across a weird stack of rocks and a torn envelope with some writing on it. It appeared to have been written in charcoal or ash. Ooh, maybe it was written by Sharon from our last story.
Oh. She's sharing her opinions, yeah.
Because she's a charcoal artist mage. It said, I killed a Camerahead on the next line. It took Trevor. And the last line, get help if I don't come back. And there was a MIDI DV nearby. What is that?
Mini DV. It's a type of... I think it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, used by Marble Hornets as their main media storage device, I think.
Oh.
That makes sense then.
Yeah.
This was all that was on it besides static, though it had to watch it a few times before I found this clip. Who took this video? A Camerahead sounds really silly if it's a monster with a camera for a head.
Okay, lampshader. I don't know. If I found a note like that, I would think somebody just had like a mental breakdown. Realistically, being the people we are, we would think that someone's trying to do an ARG or something like that, or try and, have fun, do a prank.
Right.
I would think, where is the ghost and how do I kill it?
Where is the ghost? And I would want to know how to kill it, and I would have a bunch of guns, and all the women would like me.
If you've ever seen those videos of people...
You wrote this story. You're 12. Fuck you. I'm not 12.
Game theory. You're 12. Fuck you. Wait, I did click on a FNAF video.
That'll be Matt Pat's breakdown when he just says to his entire audience, "You're 12. Fuck you."
It's funny because Vaush on Creepypasta is kind of the exact opposite of MatPat. Pat, you can give him anything, and if it's popular, he's like, here's how we're going to spread this to be deeper than it is and get every little bit of information out of it. Let's be really skeptical to the point of just delusion. Mm-hmm. Whereas Vaush is the opposite. He's just like, this is stupid. Fuck you. I hate Creepypasta, but also I could write the best Creepypasta ever. Mm-hmm. They're polar opposites. They should do a rap battle.
They should.
True. But I just want to say that if you've ever seen videos of people who are suffering from maybe schizophrenic episodes and they get into the word salad, and stuff like that, this thing of I killed a Camerahead, it took Trevor is I could see a video on public freakouts on Reddit where somebody just says that, they're being recorded on the street. I killed a Camerahead and it took Trevor.
Fuck you, I killed a camerahead. Who are you?
Who are you?
I killed a man, camera, woman, person TV. Fuck. There's a stupid reference for you.
Ooh. Am I at story?
Yeah.
Yep.
Story. The plot of the creepypasta involved a person who discovers a pile of rocks.
Damn it, we
That
know
is-
this.
That, like, just out of context, that is wonderful. It's a pile of rocks.
Holy
That's
shit.
it.
Holy shit, how'd this get here?
Why are
The
you a
public
Gotham
park.
City pile of rocks? Answer me.
Did God put them there?
rubble.
I don't want religion in my creepypasta.
God damn it.
A mini DV video cassette and a torn envelope scattered on the ground while walking with signs of a struggle being indicated. Inside the envelope, there was a note written in ash or charcoal that contained the phrases, "I killed a camerahead and I liked it. It took Trevor and get help if I don't come back." The person uploads the contents of the video cassette to YouTube and begins to research what happened and what the cameraheads are. This sounds a lot like marble hornets. They soon find themselves being stalked by the creatures, however, whereupon they begin to descend into madness. Yeah.
Unlike Marvel Hornets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marvel
I like
Hornets?
it.
What the fuck?
I like at the end of Marble Hornets when all of the characters make it out fine and they're like, I'm glad we defeated Slender Man through the power of friendship.
I really like the part in Marvel Hornets where they go back in time to get the stones.
Marvel Hornets.
They bring back the half the cast that was killed.
Marble hornets.
Oh, that's going to happen. It's Doctor Strange is just going to be like, Slender Man.
Wait a minute.
You know, I would not be mad if Slenderman made an appearance in, like, one of these fucking multiverse things because it's such a, like...
Well, okay.
It's even more of a meme than Slenderman was a meme at this point. Like,
If Sony has movie rights, at least maybe in perpetua, as long as they make shit for it, kind of like Spider-Man, they could do that and cross over back with Marvel. It's not impossible.
God. Jesus Christ. And you know what would
boy.
happen is they wouldn't be able to resist that Tom Holland or whatever his name is would be like, Slenderman, like I saw in a Marble Hornets, wow.
I saw that movie back in 2005, whatever it fucking was.
Wow, that's like that ARG that old people like. Fuck off. So, supplementary
Next.
material.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so we read the story twice in a row now. The story is purported to be similar in format to the novel House of Leaves,
What?
and featured elements of an ARG with quote-unquote cursed images and videos from the tape claimed to be memories of what the camerahead itself had seen, and documents of the camerahead's previous victims being posted alongside the story itself. Now, I don't dislike the idea of a camerahead creature where what you're seeing on the tapes is what it has seen. That is a cool premise.
That is fine, but I fail to see how this is House of Leaves and not just fucking Marble Hornets.
So I think that the whole House of Leaves thing gets overblown in terms of like its influence, and people just throw that around whenever Marble Hornets is involved, even though it's not mentioned explicitly, but like we know what they're talking about.
If
But
you
what
ask
I will
me,
say-
it's more like Catcher in the Rye, okay?
It's kind of like Catcher in the Rye, but kind of like a little bit of Fight Club in there. What I would say is, do either of you have any memories of this kind of idea
Do I have
what-
memories of the idea?
of cameraheads as a concept?
Admittedly, no, I don't.
I've heard of this particular thing before. You know, like I've heard of the story before existing, you know, and being a lost creepypasta.
I didn't know that it was a lost creepypasta, but I had totally heard things about like, hey, here's this thing where it's from the perspective of like a monster, and I never saw anything related to it, but I had heard about it, and I just don't know whether it was, you know, relating to this or something else. I'm just wondering if I have these like false memories.
But that lesbian boxer and the cheerleader, yeah, totally.
That is very vivid, trust me.
I think
I need you to describe it to me in more detail because I want to help you find it now. It's pissing me off.
how much
Okay.
detail do you need? Like,
More.
Okay, it starts in medias res. It starts from the part where the boxer is confronting the cheerleader, and
And
she's
the
like,
boxer's a woman. They're both women.
They're both women,
Okay.
thus the lesbian part.
Okay.
For a description, the cheerleader is white with blonde pigtails, and the boxer has like short hair, curly hair that's kind of like it's very short and
I'm going to say right now, the physical descriptions don't mean anything because we're trying to search plot. So try to give me plot points.
I told you the plot.
I just need something more concrete is the problem to Google here. The SEO is not lining up.
Yeah, I mean,
you're probably not gonna find SEO on the story.
I need something, man.
I threw the word porn into my search, and I'm what do we doing podcast? What is this? Huh?
Anyway,
Who are you people?
read the second paragraph of supplementary material.
Aren't
What?
we all the camera heads
Yeah.
when
Hang on.
we go to those tube sites?
Hang on,
Tube head.
I got a bookmark. Okay, what are we doing now?
I killed
Read.
tube head.
Read it.
No, it's my. I'll read it.
Oh,
Description as to what the camera heads themselves look like vary, with some sources describing them as outwardly human creatures that acted, perhaps unwittingly, as living surveillance cameras, others describing them as having cameras instead of heads, hence the name, and some claim that they were a biomechanical design,
God damn it.
similar to that of the works of H.R. Geiger.
Listen, Morty. Listen, Morty. You don't want to run into these camera heads, okay? They're like H.R. Geiger's biomechanical designs, all right? They're like living security cameras.
Burps are funny. Availability. Following the initial posting of the story, it became the first creepypasta to be detailed on the Paranormal Board's wiki. Wow, I read that as xenophobia. Xenopedia?
Wait, 4chan and xenophobia? What?
Crazy.
No.
Following its establishment later in 2009. It is here that details related to the story would remain for several years, even being featured in the bullshit category of the wiki, indicating that it was frequently reposted to the point of oversaturation. Over time, however, interest would gradually begin to wane in the site, which, alongside with numerous attacks from other image boards, led to its rebranding and eventual shutdown. When this occurred...
Can I just say one thing? Imagine being a tribalist over image boards. Okay, go ahead.
Lol. When this occurred, all media posted on the site, including Cameraheads, went with it. Unlike most of the site's contents, however, Cameraheads and all material accompanying it remained largely unaccounted for, with archives of the Xenopedia page being few and far between. The same was true for the paranormal boards, of which no archives are known to exist prior to 2014, by which time people were beginning to take note of the unavailability of the story. For many years after its initial posting, the story and all material related to it seemed to be entirely lost.
That's so weird. You do have to appreciate things like the Creepypasta wiki for like keeping all of this stuff up. Even when it's trash, people are like, man, I hate this story and blah, blah, blah. It didn't scare me, not spooky. It sucks when content just disappears, and there was a significant portion of it that disappeared whenever the troll pasta was just like Thanos snapped out of existence.
Yeah, it's really awesome. The Creepypasta wiki kept all of the stories on it. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Rip.
For sure.
Wait.
When was this supposedly written, the story?
This entry itself?
Allegedly,
the missing
2009.
story?
Oh, the missing story.
2008.
Oh
is-
my
2008,
fucking God, really?
2009.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2008, there was a...
President Obama was elected.
Yeah.
And he started covering
The
up
chain
the camera heads.
continues.
The chain continues.
Okay, here we go, guys. The ACLU of Washington is working with Seattle artist Paul Strong, who has come up with a clever way of driving home the problems of surveillance cameras in public spaces. His Camerahead project consists of agents wearing giant surveillance camera props as their heads, deployed in locations where the city government has installed cameras to drive home just how pervasive and downright creepy surveillance can be. 2008, August 11.
Wow. We might actually have a resolution to the
Well,
story.
All I did was Google camera heads, and set the time frame to before January 1st, 2012. So I'm sure somebody else has done this. It's not like I'm the only person.
Maybe. That is an interesting idea, though. Well, let's keep reading, because I think there's some interesting stuff down in the comments.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. All right. On August 16th?
Yeah.
On August 16th, 2020, a 4chan user posted a link to a video related to the creepypasta in a thread discussing it, among other lost media. The video, titled simply Camerahead, was uploaded to YouTube on August 8th, 2009, so a year after this protest project, the same day as the initial 4chan thread, by user Kotyakov, and featured the description, quote-unquote, weird video I captured from a mini-div I found in a gully near my house. General consensus agreed early on that the video was indeed part of the creepypasta, and the finding of the initial 4chan thread has since outright confirmed it. Fuck off. God damn it. It did! On October 19th, I'll just take this too. On October 19th, 2020, Lost Media Wiki user Marnin005 discovered an archived link of the recent changes section of Xenopedia via archive site archive.is. It was through this that they discovered an RSS feed of edits to the page for Cameraheads, which contained a full transcript of the initial post that began the story, but did not contain any details made beyond it. So I guess no replies. Interestingly, this archive page seems to contradict much of the available information related to the story, claiming that only one post and a YouTube video were made related to the story before the initial poster went silent, as opposed to most people's claims of there being a large amount of posts and supplementary material created. It is currently unclear if this inaccuracy is on the part of Xenopedia or those giving their recollection of the story.
Okay, so I think that is kind of an interesting thing, because you'll get a lot of throwaway stuff where people will try and generate interest. But apparently there is just like a lot of interest in the idea of whatever it is, head. And I think that just kind of came to a head when Siren Head like popped off as a character.
Right. Like,
idea of just mechanical head is very alluring. It's very meta. So I think that the idea of, hey, in 2008, this kind of like, was bubbling around. And then, 2019, whatever it is, Siren Head pops off. Like, it was just percolating down there in the subcultures of the internet.
That sounds right to me.
It's like the easiest thing to do. Just put a weird object on a person's head, Pyramid Head, for instance. And it's just like, oh my god, it's so cool. It's so scary and fun.
Yeah, and there are certain names that work and certain names that don't. Again, drawing another parallel to fucking comic books. It's why you have a ton of Captain characters and not many Sergeant characters, is because Captain just works as a term much better. So, such and such head, is really, it really pops. It really is, a phrase that works. Like, you wouldn't I don't think you'd get away with, like, siren hands. Like, siren chest.
I know,
pretty cool, though.
Siren hands?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it does sound cool to us, but, like, would it pop? Would it be, like, what everybody wants to say and, make games out of and all shit like that?
It's like saying Blank the Killer.
Yeah.
It's a template. It's an OC template.
Captain this, a noun
Captain
man,
I do like the idea of camera heads. That's fun. There's something like oddly British about it.
Well, surveillance,
Surveillance.
They got the all over London, England.
Oi. So no camera head?
What about no camera head?
You never seen the video of the guy like saying no head and then he smashes his phone and then the skateboard?
No.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Nope.
So no head?
Anyway, that's we got a comment down here from Tom Turbo Swaggins. I think the initial post plus the video was all that was made of the pasta. First, considering that's literally what they found in the article. So it's like, it's very possible that people just remembered that post and then just started inventing the memory in their head, which I think is pretty interesting. And
just kind of like how Slender Man was set up.
Well, Slender Man, people didn't think that there was more to the story. They just saw the stuff and were like, oh, cool, I'm going to write more story for this. Which, you know what, gang? I'm going to do that. I need to write something about,
All right.
I killed a camerahead.
What about
Yeah.
I resurrected a camerahead? Turn the trope on its head, on its camera head?
Listen,
I found a camera head.
I gave
and
birth
it's
to a
mini
camera head?
DV.
right?
Are we reading any of the comments here? What's going on?
We have one from Marman005. By searching x.chan.org and Wayback Machine, alternative archive is, I was able to find a page labeled blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I think this was referenced in the article. Yeah.
Yeah, shows changes.
Possible inspiration by Light Tongue Vigi. When I read this article, I couldn't help but be reminded of an infamous anti-piracy ad that played before Japanese movies in theaters, where a man with a digital camcorder for a head films inside of a theater. This could have been inspiration for the original Creepypasta. So apparently this is just a very common idea.
Yeah,
Well,
we
I
have a
mean,
reference.
being 2008 and being the same year as that protest thing, kind of made me wonder. Because, being the same year, that, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like being in that
Absolutely.
proximity, I don't know.
It just would be weird. It's kind of like the idea of like a person with a giant eyeball for a head. It's just kind of like a creepy image that a lot of people will use.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Who would win in a fight? Would it be Camerahead, or would it be a Camerahead or a Slender Man?
Well, Slender Man fucks with cameras automatically, so Camerahead would be totally screwed. Now, if it's a rap battle,
bitch.
yeah, if it's a rap battle, it might be different. They call me Camerahead, and you're gonna wind up dead when I rewind time, and I don't know.
Like Bill
Slender
and
Man,
Ted.
you're looking pretty phony ever since you had that movie made by Sony.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom.
There you go.
Slender Man, it's like I woke up from a bad dream. I looked around and you had become mainstream.
Oh, shit.
Five Nights at Freddy's theory?
Five Nights at Freddy's theory. You're actually Camerahead. That would make sense.
You're a purple guy. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, that actually is canon. I think the main character of the first game is Purple Guy or something.
It's sure, whatever.
I
Who
don't know.
cares? I don't fucking care.
All right, so what is this now? Five Nights at Freddy's theory by who? That lesbian Google search really fucked us. No pun intended.
Fat lesbian? What?
No, I said that lesbian search. What the
I
fuck?
heard fat
Fat
lesbian.
lesbians.
That
You're
sounds
just
like
going off the rails with
Listen.
your weird fetishes.
Listen, Fat Lesbian is a great beer, okay?
I'm surprised I haven't drank it yet.
Well, you're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to.
Fat lesbian hazy IPA.
Abysmii just sitting on his porch sucking back a fat lesbian.
I don't need no government.
I got me a fat lesbian.
Five Nights at Freddy's theory.
By who?
I am marked to die.
I like that
Written
picture with the name.
This is a fucking dog.
It's the cum dog.
Written December 6, 2014 on the Creepypasta wiki. Wait. Written. Oh, shit. Did this have a fucking UI overhaul or GUI overhaul?
Yeah, fandom.
Oh, that's
Fandom
why-
doing stuff.
Ah.
That's nothing good, though. I have a theory about FNAF, which makes sense to me, at least. At least to me. Yeah, well, this is
At
written by
least
Matt
you're
Pat.
honest.
Yeah.
It's totally written by Matt Pat. In the first FNAF, you play as a night guard in 4 different, or 5 if you count Golden Freddy, animatronics possessed dead children are coming after you and try to kill you, right? Apparently, a murderer stole a Freddy Fazbear suit, lured and killed 5 children. In FNAF 2, I think the animatronics are not yet possessed, and the murders haven't happened yet. So it's a prequel game to the first.
Mhm.
When you get the paycheck after you beat the 5th night, the date says 11/12/87.
This is really cool. I like this as a time capsule. Looking back at what it was like for FNAF fans to try to unravel the random drivel that Scott Cawthon was spitting out.
Yeah.
This is like a perfect encapsulation of This is what people were doing, trying to make sense of what was being shown to them. Like,
Yeah.
random things.
Before we had Sister Location, before we had the novels, before, like, it just went absolutely off the rails.
Because it's just like anything in this write-up here could be what influenced future story.
Yeah.
And I really like the idea where it's like, the roaming animatronic robots who are Wi-Fi connected in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 are actually in 1987. You're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot they did that.
It's so weird to me that they wrote books and then that the books are not entirely canon is just so weird. It's like, why?
Money?
Oh,
wait, no, I'm sorry. Scott Cawthon is a charity angel baby who, okay, he doesn't do anything for money. Sorry. Don't cancel me on Reddit again.
Charity angel baby.
Charity angel baby.
I wish the series just stopped at 3. That was a perfectly fine trilogy. I know I've said that before, but fuck me. Oh well. The guy on the phone says that the animatronics are designed to stop child molesters. I don't remember which night he says that, and I think that is why they are trying to kill the night guard in FNAF 2. I think Jeremy Fitzgerald's a child molester. Mm-hmm. The guy you play as was the one who killed those 5 children. Once in a while in the game, you get weird cutscenes, and I think those are the fantasies Jeremy has. However, I don't think he's insane. I think he's just a criminal. Mm-hmm. I think the marionette that you have to keep asleep or whatever with the music box is the thing that made Jeremy to kill the children.
It made him to kill the children, so it invented Jeremy. No.
I stood up and child molester. When the guy...
God damn it.
When the guy calls you on the 6th night, he tells you some. This is before phone guy was a term. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. By the way,
phone guy.
By the way, tighten up your theory here. It's clear you're not a real fan. You're calling him Jeremy instead of Jacob. Okay. Good.
Yeah. He tells you someone had stolen a Golden Freddy Fazbear soup in the pizzeria.
Took a minute, huh?
A little bit. I don't think pretty much anyone except Jeremy could have stolen that suit. Also, the bite incident happened in 1987. It would make sense that Jeremy molested and killed those children, and sometime after that, he got bit by one of the animatronics. The minigames also kind of explain some things, and those games could also be Jeremy's illusions that the marionette made him have. And then this goes into italics. I don't know the reason he or the marionette wanted these kids to be killed, etc. It's just a theory.
The games. Also, wait, is this Matt Pat? Is Matt Pat marked to die? Wait, wait. Can the title of this episode be "Is Matt Pat marked to die?" ?
Oh God. Also, it would make so much sense that FNAF 2 is a prequel from the first game because the phone guy got killed in the first game. And I think the phone calls you get in the first FNAF are just some trick, a tape or something like that. And that the calls repeat. Wow, fuck me, I'm drunk. Repeat week after week when the night cards change.
I'm sorry, so Abysmii, can you go back and repeat that line?
So he might not even be alive in the first game at all. Also, I'm very interested about the 5th murdered child since there are only 4 animatronics. What do you think?
Oh, fine. Take my paragraph. What do you think?
You're welcome.
No comments. What do you think? There's nothing. Fuck.
That was just verbal vomit.
Okay, wait. Now, FNAF 2... I don't know if I'm going to be able to find any results for this, but did they explicitly say that the animatronics... No, the animatronics are... they're just looking for, like, criminals, I think. They're looking for... It says, that the animatronics are made to find child molesters.
Well, they're made to find criminals in a database.
Yeah, I don't think the game explicitly says child molesters. I think that's just, like, an assumption here. But, so... I really don't picture... I think a lot of people put a lot of stuff into the...
Do you think that Golden Freddy could be defeated by RoboCop?
Yes.
No.
Of course. Are you kidding me? Your move, creep,
And
as he's watching the camera.
He would jump scare RoboCop, and RoboCop would go, ah, and then his arms would fall off.
RoboCop looks at everything through a camera, though, so they can't move.
Is RoboCop a Camerahead?
Yeah. But the thing is, it's a weird thing that probably could be unpacked by someone smarter than me with a lot more time on their hands, but a lot of people have injected a lot of child molestation into the FNAF series when I don't believe it actually is ever said.
Yeah. I think it's just the most, like, sensible thing, though, of just, like, well, creepy pizza parlor, you know... It's also just an easy answer to go to whenever you want something to be dark. It's like,
Sure.
what if a dog dies? What if death? And it's like, what if child molester? It's just like, you just kind of got to go to wherever the darkest thing is and exploit that for story.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, like, that's kind of the beauty of FNAF before it became an overblown mess, is something weird is happening. Let your mind wander. That's kind of the fun of it. And then everyone got way too serious about it. And it became, we have to unlock the actual truth. And now the creator is playing along with us. And it just became an exercise in futility at that point.
Is Purple Guy a Camerahead, though?
Probably.
Definitely.
He's a phone head.
He's literally just, is person in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 who's looking at all of these cameras a Camerahead?
Yes.
Definitely, because he doesn't turn his head like a human does. It's very like panning back and forth like a camera. Yeah.
And all of the animatronics have cameras for eyes, so they're all camera heads.
Yeah.
And, speaking of panning, I'm going to pan this theory.
Why? You gonna pan it for comedy gold? What do you...
Good Lord.
Oh, God. It's not so much... I mean, as I said, you kind of have to forgive it a bit, though, because he's trying to figure out what the fuck the games were doing. It's not his fault.
They're just throwing ideas on the page, and I get it. But this was 2014. This was early. This was in a simpler time.
Yeah. That how old were they in 2014, you think? 12?
12. OnlyFans didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That kid's probably 18 now, Maybe even 20.
And going, FNAF is bad. I remember when it was in 2014, and it was made by a 12-year-old.
No, you know what they're saying? They're saying, FNAF, what are you talking about? Oh my god, yeah. I remember that. That's still a thing? What?
Is that in Fortnite yet? I don't know.
It will be.
I can't believe Golden Freddy isn't in Fortnite.
Yeah, it's taken this long. It's a bit surprising.
What if you had Five Nights at MLK's, where you're the security guard at a diner? You have to keep bringing up the cameras.
Oh my lord!
No.
You're a security guard on the bus, and you got to make sure that Rosa doesn't sneak up front.
God damn it!
Got to keep looking back.
You gotta keep looking in the rear.
You're the bus driver.
That's fucking awful.
That would be a very different movie if Rosa Parks was in the back. A different story if Rosa Parks was in the back of the bus and the bus driver kept looking back to make sure she wasn't moving up front, and they just got into a car crash.
She keeps moving up seat by seat, and you just hear that stinger from Five Nights at Freddy's, the musical thing where it's like, God damn it.
Then Rosa Parks just jumps in your face.
No, what
There's
happens?
A black person in the white section.
You go through you go through a tunnel, right? And the driver just hears bum dum ba-dum blum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum.
No, I gotta make it to the tunnel. I'll make it to night 5. I'll make it to stop 5.
God damn it. Leave in the comments below, is this the worst thing we've ever said?
Probably.
I don't know. Toddler gets the bullet too.
Hey.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
Oh, hey there, Fearfic fans. It's me, Slimebeast, one of the 3 hosts of the show. Anyway, long story short, I'll cut right to the chase, get right down to the meat of it, nip it in the bud. A while back on a recording, I mentioned the idea that you could find religious symbolism in Five Nights at Freddy's if you looked hard enough. Like, somebody said, I forget who it was that said this, not anybody on the show, but someone that I'd seen. It was Vaush. Yeah, Vaush. He said that you couldn't find any religious messages in Five Nights at Freddy's, no matter how hard you tried or whatever. And I thought to myself, well, that's not true. You could find anything and anything if you look hard enough, Doesn't matter whether it's true or not, you can still find it if you're looking. So to that end, I decided to look into Five Nights at Freddy's a little bit through the lens of, what if I was trying to, just for fun, find any religious symbolism in the game. And what was interesting is I actually found some pretty solid, things that you could actually make a good argument with. People contend that Five Nights at Freddy's, or FNAF, is completely apolitical, no religious message, and so on and so forth. Now, a lot of Scott's previous games have had religious, messages to them, a lot of his projects. So, to me it was kind of like, why is this the standout project that has no religious symbolism? Okay, let me go back and see why he created FNAF. Now, everybody knows the story, the made-up, bogus story that doesn't make any sense, where it's like, a critic said that his characters looked like animatronics, so he decided to make a scary animatronic game. That doesn't make any sense, okay? If somebody said your characters look like shit, would you then say, my perfect inspiration, I'm going to make a game where shit, chases you around, a shit monster, and tries to kill you? It doesn't make any sense. So we know that's a lie. It's for advertisement purposes, for the lore. It's basically like, Scott is so resourceful that he took an insult and turned it into a benefit. Bullshit. The actual thing, which you can find in interviews with Scott Cawthon, is after developing his Bible-themed and religious-themed games, and, games with, hidden religious messages, allegedly, different stuff like that, he was so downtrodden and depressed over his lack of success with those games, which, I feel you on that one, bud. Seriously, I feel you. After those games didn't do well, he actually had a period of time where he lost some of his faith. And this is not a joke, this is true. His games failed, and he thought God personally hated him. Now, just think about that. A man who is deeply religious thought that God himself was causing him to fail. So, to that end, he made Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, how does that relate? Okay? Well, look at what Five Nights at Freddy's is about. What do you have? You have Golden Freddy, the secret hidden message. Now, Scott, allegedly, Scott has hidden religious themes in his games before. Hidden them like Easter eggs where, if you complete the game, or if you look at it a certain way, or if you read something a certain way, you get the message. So Golden Freddy, there's your golden idol. Okay? Literally a golden idol. A character idolized in the, universe of Five Nights at Freddy's. Literally golden, okay? I think this is basically Scott saying that he, doesn't like the corporate games, the corporate products, the corporate things out there that are doing successfully when he's having trouble getting his games going, and I think that is sort of like a dig at the golden idols of these, corporate game projects, these uncreative, boardroom-created, projects. Plus, you've got the demonic suits. In the original 3 games, within that trilogy, you had, the demonic suits that would appear to the character who was, playing the game, the security guard, the purple guy. And, so you have demonic suits right there, demonic. It's hard to say that that's strictly religious, but, it goes toward the bigger picture. Demons, a golden idol, which is like the golden calf, It starts to come together a little bit, don't you think? Five Nights at Freddy's is an evil organization and is basically preying on children, just like corporations teach children to walk away from God. Yeah, they bring you further and further away from, Christian ideals, like Scott Cawthon and his Christian ideals that he held very, dear to his heart. So I think it's almost like an angry send-up of, corporate horror games. From somebody who, as I said, had his faith shaken and thought God was causing him to fail while he watched these golden idols and these, evil games that, were very satanic, actually succeed. And, like I said, making children stray away from the path of God, just like the characters in the game literally kill children and put them in fucking limbo, okay? Limbo, also known as purgatory, when you look at Five Nights at Freddy's 3, you can tell it's sort of like the end of a three-parter, like a three-part storyline. You know, the arc ends there. The restaurant is shut down. You know, everything, is closed. It's after the events of the previous games and so on. And, it's sort of just like an end cap. And what does it end with? It ends in hellfire. The building literally catches fire. It ends in flame. You've got the golden calf, Golden Freddy. You've got the demonic suits. You've got it ending in hellfire. You've got this basic premise that Five Nights at Freddy's is an evil, demonic organization from the deepest pits of hell. And it's, teaching children to, sever their connection with God and become more materialistic and go for, like, prizes and games and pizza and fun instead of the loving embrace of Jesus Christ. And, yeah, I just feel like that paints a powerful story of a man trying to lash out against what he perceives as an unloving God letting evil rule the world, especially in the realm of video games, which was his personal arena. And doesn't it seem odd that when you beat the game, you get a check for $120.50 for a week of work, for like 5 days of work? 5 days, 6 hours a day of work, you get $120.50. Why is that? Isn't that like less than minimum wage? I'm not sure. But it just seems odd, like a specific amount, $120 and $50. Maybe we could decipher that. Let's find out if the numbers $120 and $50 have any sort of, religious meaning that might connect to our theory. Our theory that Five Nights at Freddy's is contains a religious message. For anybody out there who's not familiar with the Bible, the number 120 is the number of years God gave to repent after the events of Eden, before the flood came. So after Eden, when Adam and Eve disappointed God and walked out with the apple in hand and covered their nudity and, rejected God's love, Sonic. After they left Eden, so they had 120 years to turn their act around, and they didn't do it, and Noah flooded the earth, and flooded the earth. But that's just a theory, but that's just a Bible story. So we have the $120 accounted for. 120 is how long God gave the earth before he smited them for being evil. Okay? But what about the 50? The 50 cents. 50 is the number of righteous people Abraham had to find in Sodom and Gomorrah. God gave Abraham a theory. Bob? Is Bob purple guy? God gave Abraham 50. God said that if Abraham could find 50 people in Sodom and Gomorrah who were holy, who were religious, who were pure, he would not smite Sodom and Gomorrah. Do you see the connection here? 120 is the number of years God gave everybody to turn their act around before he smited them. 50 is the number of people he wanted Abraham to find before he smited them. These are two numbers that relate to God hating his creations and destroying their lives. Destroying their lives because they didn't believe in the theory, didn't believe hard enough in God. 120 and 50, or $120.50, is the amount of time and the amount of people God gave before he smited people for being bad theories. And I think that relates to Scott Cawthon's Five Nights FNAF. I think that relates to Scott Cawthon. I think that relates to Purple. I think that relates to Scott Cawthon's self-hatred and belief that God no longer loved him and was smiting him. But that's just what I think. That's just what I think. That's just what I've found. That's just a theory. That's just what I've uncovered in the game. I think that the numbers 120 and 50 are very important to this theory, and I think that the golden idol, the demonic suits, the hellfire ending, coupled with the $120.50, gives us pretty much everything we need to know about the fact that Phone Guy is Purple Guy, is the Scott Cawthon is Purple Guy, is Mario is Sonic is Purple, Sonic Mario Guy, no, is Knuckles in the next Among Us, is Fortnite in Fargo, North Dakota. Also, Bonnie is gay. Also Chica, the only female character, is made to go into the kitchen, which I think presents a traditionalist Christian value for Five Nights at Purple, guys. Purple phone. Which Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic would survive the Capitol Hill riots? But that's all bullshit. That's just what I've been able to uncover in the game so far, and I think I'm gonna stop digging here because some stuff's happening and I don't like it. I don't like what I'm becoming, and I'm just gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop digging. Scott Cawthon, I think you did not have any religious intentions, and I think your games should be taken at face value. And I don't think anyone needs to make any more theories about your games. I think it's done. I think it's over, and we know everything we need to know. Okay? My name is Slimebeast, one of the 3 hosts of the Fearfic Podcast, and next time I'll be trying to figure out who would survive a stabbing, Abysmii, or dead pallet.
And that is why Scotch is better than Irish whiskey. Full stop. Hello, this is Abysmii.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Scott.
I heard you talking about my upcoming movie on your internet show.
Oh, yeah, thanks for tuning in. What did you think?
I don't appreciate a lot of what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I thought we were pretty fair in our critique, and honestly, we're still excited to see that...
Well, you made a lot of outlandish statements about kings, a beach, former President Barack Obama.
Oh, I know, but we like to joke a lot and go on tangents.
Well, MatPat would never dress up like Purple Guy. He dressed up like Freddy for my birthday party once.
We joke about MatPat. It doesn't really... Wait, what?
Yeah, he spent $50,000 on a hyper-realistic Freddy Fazbear costume.
But why? Did you ask him to do that?
No, he just showed up. I think he wanted to impress Markiplier.
Markiplier was there too?
Yeah, he dressed as Chica and kept yelling, "Chica, look at me, I'm Chica, but not you." It was very confusing because he was talking to his dog, but his dog wasn't there.
Scott, I don't want to pry into your personal life, but this is just a very weird mental image for me.
Well, things got worse when Jeff Kaplan walked in dressed as Mangle. He didn't say anything weird, but he wanted to make my next game for me. Said he was looking for work.
How did he dress as the Mangle, exactly?
It was less of a costume and more just a trash can.
I see.
Then he got in a fist fight with MatPat and Markiplier was jumping up and down. It was a really unenjoyable birthday for me. I had to shut the whole thing down when Susan Wojcicki showed up dressed as Purple Guy and called herself MatPat. I don't think she knows what's going on.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Scott. Legitimately sorry.
It's all right. Anyway, can you take back some of the things you said about my movie pitches?
No.
Okay, well, that's right. Have a good night.
You too, Scott.
So you guys ever planning to see Loki?
No.
No.
All right, skip this plug, everybody, if you don't want spoilers. So, apparently somebody told Loki to go fuck himself, and he took it literally.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah. He falls in love with his own alternate reality self, which I think is, like, perfect. There's, like, little things in there that are really good, you know? Like, really funny ideas.
That's how all of this current Marvel... Well, the shows, I guess.
Smarvel? Is that like the asylum pictures of the MCU?
Smarvels.
Marvel pictures, Marvel Smitty Smats.
Hey,
Not the movies. but
Grandma,
the,
thank you. Grandma, thank you for the gift. What is this? Smarvel presents Spider-Ming? What?
Oh, God. Did you go down to Tijuana again?
Sorry.
Like all the movies apparently are all still terrible, but the shows, like Loki is supposed to be how you described it, and so has what was the other one? WandaVision. It's got nice little bits in it, and like cool. Right. That's not worth it for me to sit down and watch a show for. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
I cannot wait for the end of the next Doctor Strange movie. When he opens a portal to another dimension, and there's Baby Yoda!
Bum, bum, bum. There's the Iron Giant and King Kong and LeBron James.
Like, no, that Marvel Star Wars crossover is coming, because they're going to get desperate and go, whoa, we can't sell toys. Put Doctor Strange and Yoda on a Tauntaun. That'll work.
Doctor Strange and Yoda walk into a bar. But, the multiverse thing is gonna... It's like... It reeks of desperation because it's all basically pivoting off the success of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't do Into the Spider-Verse with Loki and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp and all these... Like, they're literally doing that with everything and it's gonna be like, okay, you're gonna burn that out really quick. That's gonna be...
I'm looking for them to just keep getting weirder and weirder. It's just like the main characters from Bad Boys 2.
It literally will become Space Jam: New Legacy.
Oh God.
Marvel new purchases, I guess. New acquisitions. But yeah, Loki. Has its good moments and everything. It's part of Marvel and Disney's plan to. That you can tell that they actually legitimately are trying to kill off the movie industry. Right? Nobody puts out Shang-Chi and the Eternals and isn't trying to kill the movie industry.
Like, they should have started with all the weird small stuff. Not that would get butts and seats, but I would have been more interested back then. I
mean, you look at, and this is probably getting a little too long for a plug, but you look at the last two Avengers movies. Mm-hmm. They actually are Disney doing a meta commentary on how they are killing the film industry. They literally are.
Don't continue. Make this a video essay for us, because then you can actually get all your thoughts out.
I don't want to. That sounds like work. I'd rather just talk to you two.
But
yeah, I mean, Endgame and Infinity War. It's all about making a lot of properties disappear and ending everything, putting an end on a final note on everything. So it's like kind of what they did to the film industry. Half the companies are gone, half the theaters are gone. And we're in the end game now. Well, and the multiverse... I'm sorry, I just want to say one more thing. The multiverse is like... Okay, you could have the multiverse, which is just like the DC universe. You could have the multiverse, which is just like this other company, and it's like it's going to be all... Everything's Disney.
Hey, Suicide Squad 2 was fun. Just saying. Yeah.
Well, I really don't like that out of COVID, we get all of this money going to like AMC and all of these big. It's just like, no, fuck you. You deserve to burn, you bitch. You bitch, you deserve to burn. You deserve to burn, you bitch. Same thing with Disney. It's like, listen, if they want to snap away half of their franchises, great. If they want to start hemorrhaging money, I'd be all on board for that, so we could get smaller companies and not a giant Disney monopoly. Mm. Yes. Give me death. Let them swallow themselves whole and destroy themselves.
You heard it. Brandon wants you to kill him. He said, "Give me death."
Give me death.
So this plug has been for murder.